Hi folks, welcome to our first video lecture for COMM 4300 Topics in Popular Culture. This course is going to focus on fandom and participatory culture. It will have a heavy reading and viewing load. We're going to watch a number of documentaries, fan-produced media content, and read, analyze, and even make fan fiction or fan art ourselves. We're going to work through a lot of content from Karl Marx's labor theory of value to the cultural politics of superhero porn parodies. The topics and ideas that we're going to be engaging with this semester are not only fun and interesting and relatable, but also theoretically rigorous and intellectually stimulating. You'll also be learning a lot of very useful, practical skills that I think will directly translate to and therefore benefit you in your personal and professional lives. This is a hands-on and project-driven course, and it was designed with flexibility in mind, both because that's how I personally approach teaching, but also because you and I and all the faculty, staff, and administrators on campus are figuring out how one goes about doing this hard work of teaching and learning in the middle of a global pandemic. And although I very much enjoy the more traditional face-to-face form of teaching, I do think academia is terribly slow to catch up with modern society, and this moment should lead to new ways of thinking about and doing pedagogy. So what does that mean for you? Well, I'm offering you a sort of choose-your-own-adventure style of classroom engagement via a number of modalities. You can experience this course entirely in a traditional face-to-face context, completely online, or somewhere in the middle. It's your choice, and no, you're not locked into whatever choice you make. If you want to start coming to my class next week in person, and then you change your mind a few weeks later because you feel uncomfortable, or it makes you anxious because you are yourself at risk, or maybe you're a primary caretaker for someone who is at risk, or whatever reason, frankly, that's fine. You shouldn't have to choose between being safe and being educated. Again, this course is designed from the ground up to be flexible, and I'm happy to work with you to make this course a safe and engaging experience. So let me tell you what we're going to do in this video lecture, the first of several that you'll need to watch from beginning to end throughout the semester. I want to first introduce myself. Then I'll highlight some of the course and university-wide policies. Next, I will very briefly tell you about the resources that you'll need to successfully complete this course. Then I want to highlight the 6 major assignments that you'll need to complete this semester. This will take up the bulk of the video's time allotment. After that, I'll take a look at the course calendar. Okay, so who am I? My name is Dr. Matthew Hale. I have a PhD from the Department of Communication and Culture at Indiana University, and I study fandom and popular culture, especially as it relates to social media, labor, and expressive practice. My pronouns are he, him, and his. Although my birth name is Matthew, I don't feel like a Matthew. I go by Matt in just about all contexts except in writing. With that in mind, if you would like me to call you something other than what is listed in the official roster on D2L or in One Stop, which is most likely your legal name, just send me an email with any name or pronoun preferences, or frankly anything else you might need. Just shoot me an email and we'll talk. Speaking of that, office hours. This year I'm holding my office hours entirely online. That means that we can set up times to chat, text, call, or even speak over Zoom. So basically, I'm available. Contact me and we'll figure out a time and a platform. Okay, so let's start with course policies. Let me be clear, this is a brief and incomplete overview of my course policies. For a complete account, review the official course policy documents under the Course Policies tab on D2L. First and foremost, should you need any sort of accommodation whatsoever, contact the folks in Disability Services. Disability Services will contact me, and then they, you, and I will get things in order, and you'll be all set. Again, go read the official course policies for greater detail, but I can offer this quick summary of a lot of the content found therein. Be professional. Treat me, staff, faculty, and your fellow students with this respect and dignity. Don't cheat. Don't plagiarize, because I will catch you. It's up to you to submit your assignments to me on time, in the proper format, via the correct channels. I don't accept late work. If you have any technical issues or COVID-related issues, if you need anything, contact me. But the general policy, I don't accept late work. I will loosely be tracking attendance this year because, for one, not all of you are going to be physically attending class every single session. Some of you might never even step into the classroom on campus. That makes taking attendance far more complicated. And secondly, while I want you to attend and participate in class, you must not do that at the cost of your personal health or safety or the well-being of others. This brings me to our COVID-specific policies. APSU has a complete list of COVID-related policies and procedures. If you haven't reviewed those, pause this video and go do that now. You must follow all of these policies, and I will too. Here, I just want to reiterate a few things that I think warrant repeating for your participation in this class in the IRL context. Throughout the semester, in accordance with CDC guidelines, we will be practicing social distancing. You will be required to wear a mask the entire time you are in class. Me too. Folks with spectacles like myself, my condolences. I will try to bring some sort of anti-fog eyeglass cleaner along with me in my briefcase, and you're welcome to use that. And finally, I wanted to, for no particular reason, mind you, draw your attention to the fact that if you cover the bodies of the vector art bros on this slide, you get what looks a bit like the smiling baby from the Baby Beats Computer at Chess meme, or a creepy, pasty, pinky, fleshy colored version of a Lego minifig, not unlike the chibi version of Frank Ippolito's real-life Lego minifig cosplay that he made back in 2016 for Tested, which may or may not have inadvertently triggered the dark timeline that we now find ourselves in. But who's to say? Anyway, moving on. A final course policy. Earlier in the summer, I sent out a survey to the class to see what sort of classroom structure you would prefer. The results of that survey informed how I designed this course. Let me explain how our course will operate. On Mondays, we will not physically meet for class. Instead, Mondays will be video lecture upload days. Nearly every Monday, I will release a new video lecture, much like this one, onto D2L. Those video lectures will, however, be a bit more involved and more interesting than this one. I'll likely appear on camera in the lower third like a Twitch streamer minus the RGB keyboard and gamer fuel, and they'll range in length from 10 to 20 minutes. My goal is always to aim for the shorter bit of that time frame, but topics will vary. Because we have a nearly full class and we need to maintain social distancing to be safe, we're opting for a high flex model. That means only half of the class will be present at any given IRL session. So on Wednesdays, half of you will attend class. The downside of Wednesday meeting is that you have, in theory, less time to consume all of the course content and the video lecture that would have been released just 2 days prior. But you don't have to be on campus on Friday, which is rad. Ordinarily, it would have been when weekends meant something and you could be social and go do things. This brings us to Friday. On Fridays, the other half of you will come to class for discussion, having already read and consumed all of the assigned readings and multimedia content. I'll be live streaming, recording, and uploading one of those 2 discussion sections for those attending virtually. I might designate someone in class to be our moderator, and it'll be your job, or maybe several people's job, to run the Zoom meeting, to read out questions from chat, and to ban fools. I'll be sending out a survey during the first week to figure out your Wednesday, Friday attendance preferences. Resources. All of the text for this course are available via D2L for free, including some supplementary readings that will play a vital role in one of your assignments for this class. More on that in a bit. But there is one potential exception. Some documentaries, none of them are explicitly required, are not available for free online. Believe me, I checked. So, should you need to watch that content, you may have to pay a few bucks to rent one of those documentaries. You will also need access to some means of recording video and audio presentations for this course. I need to be able to both see and hear you, so you'll need access to a smartphone or a webcam. You'll also need a YouTube account, and potentially you might also download and explore free software called OBS, or Open Broadcaster Software, which is available for both Windows and Mac. This brings us to the assignments that you'll need to successfully complete in this course. There are 6 assignments in total. In-depth instructions for each of these assignments are located under the Assignments Instruction Sheets tab on D2L. Likewise, I'll be posting video walkthroughs for the more involved and complicated assignments, but for now, let me just preview the work you're going to be doing. The simplest and perhaps least inspiring assignment is your weekly reading notes. You'll submit 10 sets of notes for each week's assigned readings or multimedia content. This is an easy assignment. Keep up with the course calendar, engage with the content, take notes, submit them, and profit. Next, the collection tour. You'll produce a video tour of your possessions, or even a single item, of a fan or pop culture related sort of temperament, if you want to call it that. From video game collections to action figures, autographs, memorabilia, and so on. Following that, you'll produce a video, a paper, or a photo essay, your choice really, that explores in detail how your fandom and your engagement with popular culture has shaped your identity. I'm envisioning this as being kind of like a vlog, if anyone still uses that word, I'm not really sure. For the fourth assignment, you have a choice. You can either find, read, and analyze an existing piece of fan fiction or fan art, or alternatively, you could write or draw or paint or whatever your own piece of fan fiction or fan art, or make your own fan film. If you do go with that more creative route, you still have to throw in some critical analysis for good measure. The next assignment will be a video lecture over a supplementary reading or documentary. You'll choose your reading or film. Read or watch it, and then produce an explainer-style video lecture, not unlike the one you're watching right now. That content will then be shared with all of your classmates, who will then view it and be jealous of your digital prowess or something. And finally, thank goodness, you'll have your choice of producing a traditional research paper or a video essay that explores some element of fandom and participatory culture. Okay, we're nearly done, I swear. I want to just very briefly show you the course calendar. This is available under the Syllabus tab on D2L. You should check this multiple times each week. It will keep us all on schedule and organized. I'm recording this video lecture a few weeks before the semester has officially begun, so just know, as indicated here, the final syllabus and course calendar might look slightly different in terms of aesthetics, but the course content should more or less be the same as you see here. What I want to highlight here on this slide is that how things are structured. Each week, we have assigned readings, podcasts, websites, videos, documentaries, or whatever sort of content. Consume that, as well as the video lecture that I released for that week, and get all that work done prior to your designated in-class discussion day, whether that's Wednesday or Fridays. Here you can see EX. Anything, whether it's a linked piece of content or a scholarly article, is supplementary or extra, hence EX material. If you were interested in completing the extra reading video lecture by the second week of class, let's say, how diligent of you, you would communicate with me first, then you'd watch either Trekkies or Trekkies 2, and then produce a video lecture about that documentary. And under week 3, you can see even more EX materials that you could use to complete your extra reading video lecture assignment. And while we're looking at week 3, you can see how I indicate due dates in the course calendar. That's consistent throughout. All right, last slide. Here are weeks 4 through 9. I'm just showing these 2 pages of the calendar to point out that anything that is blue is a live link. Click it. It's a hyperlink. It'll take you to whatever the associated content is. And those links are going to be replicated under the Readings tab on D2L. So you could either find a video or a documentary or a podcast in either of those 2 places. There's a lot of redundancy built into the course syllabus and the course website. So that's it. That's the end of the lecture. That's our introduction to the course. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or text me, or set up a Zoom meeting. But otherwise, we will get started very soon. Thanks and take care. Bye.